unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, I'm going to go in on Jeremiah, the 7th chapter. I'm going to start at the 8th verse. It says, Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. And that's the state of our people right now. The majority of the Israelites, they're trusting in lying words. And they're not going to profit from those lying words, right? The pagan Christianity, the plantation Christianity, there's not going to be no profit with if you're involved in those false doctrines. You need to come into the fold of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, and that's what gets us salvation. Faith in Yahushai. You can't be putting trust in all these false doctrines that Babylon gives you. So verse 9. Will ye steal, murder, and commit adultery, and swear falsely, and burn incense to unto Baal, and walk after other gods whom ye knew not? So that's what you're doing. You're burning incense to Baal, which is another word for pagan idols, Satan. The Baal worship is all these idols, all these doctrines that are outside of this truth. So verse 10, and come and stand before me in this house, which is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations. In this house, which is called by my name, become a den of robbers in your eyes. Behold, even I have seen it, saith Yahweh. All right? And he's talking about the doctrines that don't line up with this truth that we have. We keep telling you on the internet, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua have set up their prophets, their true prophets, but yet our people still want to, sacrifice unto Baal. Verse 12. I mean, it gets crazy at this point. You have men who have been given the true names. We're sharing the names. We're introducing the Gentiles of our people to the true names, and it's madness. They reject the names. They reject the knowledge. Verse 13. Verse 12. But go ye now unto my place which was in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it for the wickedness of my people Israel. And now because ye have done all these works, saith Yahweh, and I spake unto you rising up early and speaking, but ye have not heard, and I called you, but ye answered not. And how does he call you? He calls you through his prophets. Okay? We're his mouth. But you're not answering the call. The majority of our people are not answering the call. Luke 1:70, it says, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. All right, so Yahweh's not going to come down and talk to you. He's not going to get off his throne and come and talk to you face to face. No, he uses his prophets, and we use his words. These are not our words. These are his words that we use. All right? But our people, 2/3 of our people don't answer the call. All right? Jeremiah 7 and verse 14. It says, therefore will I do unto this house which is called by my name. He's talking about the house of Israel, right? The word Israel means sons of the power, right? Princes of the power, Yasharallah in the Hebrew. Wherein ye trust, and unto the place which I gave to you and your fathers, as I have done to Shiloh. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. Right, talking about the northern kingdom, which I was I was going in on Hosea, just like I think it was yesterday, which Hosea is dealing with Northern Kingdom. Hosea was a Northern Kingdom prophet. Verse 16, therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. All right? So we don't pray for the wicked. We don't pray for the 2/3. Okay? The pagan Christians, the plantation Christianity, they don't understand this verse. It's like they never read this verse. They want to sit here and pray for the wicked. They want to sit here and pray for the heathen. They want to sit here and pray for the 2/3. But in Jeremiah 7:16, Yahweh's telling him, don't pray for these people. You're not supposed to pray for the wicked. Pray thou not for this people. See? Even Yahushua said that in, John 17, I think. Let's look for it. Let me see, John 17. Let me see, I'm not sure. I don't remember exactly. Let me find it. All right, here. John 17:9. And Yahushua is talking about his men, his prophets, his disciples. John 17:9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. Right? Verse 10. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. Right? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua are glorified by the prophets, by the true prophets. They're not glorified by the heathen. They're not glorified by the 2/3. The 2/3 are calling on all kind of different names. So when you're calling on Yahweh, Yeshua, Jesus Christ, all these different names, you're not glorifying the Father and the Son. All right? John 17:6, I'll read that. I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. So Yahushua has given his word to his disciples, to his true prophets. But you have our people who are so prideful and stubborn and stupid that they won't receive the true names when they're given the true names. I was dealing with that today. John 7 and verse 17. It says, seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The sons gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire, and the women knead their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they provoke me to anger. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, they're austere men. So this provokes them to anger. When you go into that Queen of Heaven, if you were to Google Queen of Heaven, what's going to pop up is the Virgin Mary, right? Catholics are heavy into that Virgin Mary, that woman worship. You see, but this angers Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. All right, but our people are so stubborn; they don't listen to the prophets when we try to teach them these things. Only the elect will listen. Verse 19. Do they provoke me to anger, saith Yahweh? Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces? Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, the power, the Most High, behold, mine anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man and upon beast and upon the trees of the field and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn and it shall not be quenched. Right? We always talking about the nuclear fire that's going to come. And the goats and the sheep that are going to be devoured or sacrificed in that nuclear fire are all these people who are over here busy denying the true names, busy denying the true doctrine, busy denying the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua in the mouth of his prophets. All right? Verse 21. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, put your burnt offerings unto your sacrifices and eat flesh. For I spake not unto your fathers, nor commanded them in the day that I brought them out of the land of Egypt concerning burnt offerings or sacrifices. But this thing commanded I them, saying, obey my voice, and I will be your power, and ye shall be my people. and walk ye in all the ways that I have commanded you, that it may be well unto you. Right, so it could be well unto our people, but they reject the knowledge, they reject the truth. All right, and remember, our people do have a passion, or a zeal for the truth, but not according to knowledge. Right, it tells you that in Romans. Let me see. Romans 10:2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal, which means passion, of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. For they, being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High. Right, you being ignorant. And what you go in that word ignorant, it means without knowledge. So these people, that they've been beaten into their head with that plantation Christianity. They've been beaten the names of Jesus Christ and the title God. And they literally don't want to let go of that with their madness, right? They'll say, oh, well, there's so many names that God has, or there's so many names that Jesus has, and that's not true. There's only one true name. What is that, in Acts 4:12? Let me get that. Acts 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. See that? There's only one name that we can be saved by. It doesn't say there are tons of names that you can call on in the day of wrath or in the day of our salvation. It says, for there is none other name. That means there's only one name, one true name. All right? And there's no transliterations. Don't get out of that. You don't translate a name when, like we always give the example, when the Chinese do a news report in China about Donald Trump, they don't have a Chinese name for Donald Trump. No, they call him Donald Trump. If you're watching a Mexican newscast, so-called Mexican newscast in Mexico, they're not going to call him some Mexican name. They're going to call him Donald Trump. And it's the same thing with the Father and the Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. You don't translate the names. What else am I going to grab? What is it? Genesis or no? Ezekiel. If I can remember, Ezekiel 44:7 maybe. Nope, it's not that. Ezekiel 43:7. Yeah. And he said unto me, Son of man, the place of my throne and the place of the soles of my feet, where I will dwell in the midst of the sons of Israel forever, and my holy name shall the house of Israel no more defile. All right, and I'm going to stop right there because that's the point. And my holy name shall the house of Israel no more defile. It doesn't say and my holy names, plural. It says, and my holy name shall the house of Israel no more defile. He got one name. His name is Yahweh. His son has one name. His name is Yahushai. Okay? Back to Jeremiah 7. And which number am I on? What verse? 24. It says, but they hearkened not, nor inclined their ear, but walked in the counsels and in the imagination of their evil heart or evil mind, and went backward and not forward. Right. We teach you the true names. We teach you, the truth, and you don't listen. You want to listen to your wicked mind, your evil mind, which your mind is evil because you've been taught by your oppressor. And you go backward, even though you have a zeal for the truth, a passion for the truth, but it's not according to knowledge. It's easy. We tell you there's no J until 1524, but yet you still want to call him Jesus, or you still want to call the Father Jehovah when there's no J. And again, it's not a translation. Jehovah is not another translation or a different language for Yahweh. No, you say the Hebrew names Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And it's as simple as that. This is the foundation of this truth, of this knowledge. You start out with the names, just like if you met somebody on the street, the first thing they're going to tell you is their name. So when you meet Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and when you meet, through his prophets, the first thing we're going to teach you are the names. That's the foundation. You see? And that's the spirit too, because it seems like every lesson I do, I'm harping on the name, and that's the spirit we have to be in, because we're coming into these last days. We're getting close to, chaos and destruction. And if you don't have those names, you're going to be part of the chaos and the destruction, and it's going to overcome you. So the Lord puts a spirit on his prophets to get on you about the true names. Where am I at? Let me see. Verse 25. Since the day that your fathers came forth out of the land of Egypt unto this day, I have even sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, daily, rising up early and sending them. Right. So he sends his prophets, and the first thing we're going to teach you are the names, the foundation. We rise up early because why? Because we see the prophecy first. We understand the truth first, starting out the elders of GMS, right? In our that's what it is. Our elders have taught us, and we've been here to teach men. We teach men who are also able to teach. And we teach the elect, the 1/3. We teach them because they're the only ones that will believe the report. The 2/3, if somebody's sitting there, and Elder Gabar did a lesson recently to something to the, I'm trying to remember what he called it. Basically, he was saying, whenever you're teaching this truth and teaching this knowledge, if people are arguing with you or debating you, you just stop teaching that person, because they're not of the elect. All right? Because the elect are going to be meek and submissive to the truth. All right? That's why a lot of times it's better to, if you're going to teach, a lot of times the elect, or, they're usually people who are, they're not going to be these people who think they know so much or think they're so deep with this truth. Because people like that, people who think they know a lot or are deep, they're going to be more ready to argue with you and debate you than to just shut up and be submissive, right? They're going to either going to be their pride, or they're going to think they have this deep knowledge instead of just listening, and humbling themselves. And the other side of it is, if you do have knowledge, or think you know something, if you're smart, or if you're of the elect, guess what? Even if you know something, you're going to just shut up and listen to a man of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, and then you can make your assessment. But at least listen, and then do your own research. But that's the characteristic of the elect. They'll be meek and submissive to the knowledge and the truth, meaning they'll receive the names. The Lord set up his prophets. His prophets rise up early, right? Meaning, we've been knowing the name. Well, me personally, I've been knowing the true name since 2016, 2017. The people that we teach, they're just learning the names. We're almost in 2024. So that's called rising up early, right? Verse 26. Yet they hearkened not unto me, nor inclined their ear, but hardened their neck. They did worse than their fathers. Right? You're doing worse than your fathers. There's you're doing worse than the ancestors, the people who you're descendants of. Because now we're in a time where we're coming down to the wire. The destruction is, hey, Lord's will, the microchip is introduced and mandated in 2024. And right after that, the next prophecy will be the missiles. You see? So you're gonna be worse off than your father because you didn't listen to the Lord's prophets. Verse 27. Therefore thou shalt speak all these words unto them, but they will not hearken to thee. Thou shalt also call unto them, but they will not answer thee. But thou shalt say unto them, This is a nation that obeyeth not the voice of Yahweh their power, nor receiveth correction. Truth is perished and is cut off from their mouth. Right. And the 2/3, guess what? This is describing you. Truth is perished from you, and there's no truth in your mouth, you know? And Yahweh does, I'm going to say this again, Yahweh does not care about your intentions. He cares about the truth, right? You think you're well, he doesn't care about what name I use. He doesn't care if I don't keep the laws I just disregard the commandments or the statutes and laws. No, if you know there's a law in Israel, you're supposed to try to keep it the best you can, even though you're in captivity. All right? You can't just say, "Oh, well, he doesn't care what name you use. He knows my heart. He knows my intentions." No, you're wrong. All right? Acts 4:12, which I just read. There's no other name which is going to bring forth salvation under heaven. All right? You calling on the false names on the day of wrath? Guess what? He's going to reject you. He's going to destroy you. But you're going to come back and you're going to remember those names in the kingdom. You're going to know those names because you're going to be brought up in righteousness. But if you can't receive it now, before that destruction comes, guess what? You're going to be, you're just going to be a casualty. All right? Verse 29. Cut off thine hair, O Jerusalem, and cast it away. Take up a lamentation on high places, for Yahweh hath rejected and forsaken the generation of his wrath. Right? He's going to reject a whole generation of people. You people think that there's so many people are going to be saved, so many people are, going to make it, and it's actually the contrary. The majority of the people are going to be sacrificed on this side, right? Let's get that in Isaiah 66. It says, Isaiah 66:16, For by fire and by his sword will Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of Yahweh shall be many. You see that? The slain of Yahweh shall be many. And he's going to plead with this. Plead means judge. He's going to judge all the flesh, and he's going to use fire and the sword. What's the sword? The modern day sword are those missiles. All right? Also brings me to 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 1. It says, And he answered me, saying, The Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. You see that? It says, I'll keep reading to verse 3. I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras, as when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh of. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved. You see that? That's why you have majority of these people calling on Jesus Christ, which those are the many created. But the few are the ones calling on the true names, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Okay? So there's many created and few shall be saved. That right there, hey, you don't even need to break that down. It's straight, it's black and white right there for you. Let's go back to Jeremiah 7 and 30. It says, For the children of Judah have done evil in my sight, saith Yahweh. And Judah are the so-called Negro, the head tribe of Israel. They have set their abominations in the house which is called by my name to pollute it. Right? And I was dealing with a Judite today, or he could have been a Hamite, I don't know. But he didn't want to receive the true name. And he was being, your typical prideful plantation Christianity, calling on Jesus, arguing about things that he didn't have no understanding on, So that's when you just stop. You just move on. You don't waste your time with a person like that, because the Most High hasn't opened up their eyes. Verse 31. And they have built the high places of Tophet, which is in the valley of the son of Himnon, to burn their sons and their daughters in the fire, which I commanded them not, neither came it unto my heart. And Timnon, when you look into that, it's a Canaanite idol worship. He's like the child sacrifice of Molech god. That false god Molech, which is child sacrifice. And you got to understand, these people who are into this plantation Christianity, these people were, the 2/3 that teach their kids and their family, and if they teaching people, if they're teaching their family the names of Jesus Christ, you're literally sacrificing your kid, right? Because you teach your kid to have a deep passion or to believe and trust in Jesus Christ. Guess what? Your kid's going to burn in that nuclear fire. All right? Verse 33. Or I'm sorry. Verse 32. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that it shall no more be called Tophet, nor the valley of the son of Himnon, but the valley of slaughter. For they shall bury in Tophet till there be no place. Right? And this is the same thing with all the idols, including your boy, Jesus Christ. He's going to be, people are calling on him, in the day of wrath, in the day of destruction. Guess what? You're gonna be burned. You're not gonna. There's not gonna be no Jesus Christ after Yahweh Bashem Yahushai unleashes those missiles, puts the spirit on these heathen nations to start firing missiles at Babylon, America. All right, There's not gonna be You're not gonna utter the name Jesus Christ in the kingdom. You even think, how Cat Williams, I wish a motherfucker would, like Cat Williams. I wish that's how it's gonna be in the kingdom. I wish a motherfucker would bring up that name, Jesus Christ. Because guess what? You'll be put to death. You ain't gonna be having no false gods beside Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Verse 33. And the carcasses of this people shall be meat for the fowls of heaven and for the beasts of the earth, and none shall fray them away. Right? You're gonna be a feast for the birds in the air. When Yahweh Bashem Yahushai unleashes his wrath, you see, or their wrath. When that wrath comes on the people, you ain't gonna be nothing but bird food. All right, cooked up bird food. Verse 34. Then will I cause to cease from the cities of Judah and from the streets of Jerusalem the voice of mirth and the voice of gladness and the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, for the land shall be desolate. You see that? All the prophets was always talking about this destruction that's coming to these people who deserve the destruction, who deserve to be destroyed. And why do you deserve to be destroyed? Because you listen to your oppressor, you listen to your plantation Christianity, rather than listening to the Lord's men who He set up His prophets, rising up early, and coming in the names of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So with that, I'm going to close out. I want to give all the praise, all the glory, all the honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kudash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles of Great Millstone for teaching me the truth. Also want to acknowledge all the Akyam who are pushing the truth with sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, and shalom to the elect.